Hello guys, and welcome back to Warhammer Weekend Times. Today I've got another episode from the tournament that is currently going on in the Call of Warhammer Beginning of the End Times Steam group, which you can find in the description below. But today, Waaagh, as the Tomb Kings, is going to be going against King in the North, who is playing as the Chaos Dwarves. And let's go over their armies real quick, guys, and see what they're bringing to the field today for this glorious 1v1 battle. But King of the North has a few units of Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives, and then some Ruglud's Armored Orcs over here. Back behind them, he's got a couple, or I guess just one unit of Goblin Spears. And then back behind them, he has a lot of his elite infantry. He's got 4 units of Infernal Guard, 1 unit of Black Orc Destroyers, and then 2 units of Black Orcs. And then back behind them, he's got some more of his kind of weapon crews and artillery. He's got 2 units of Chaos Dwarf Blunderbuss, 1 unit of Death Rocket, and 1 unit of Earthshaker Cannon. And then back behind that, he's got a really long line of Mudat's Mercenary Half-Orc Maniacs, which are kind of, I guess, mixes between Orcs and Hobgoblins, if I were to guess. I really don't know the lore between behind this unit. Let's go ahead and go over Wagh's army really quick now. He has 3 units of Necropolis Knights. He's bringing 1 here and then 2 way over here on his other flank over here. He's also got 1 unit of Skeleton Horsemen and then a unit of Screaming Skull Catapults. Over here for his main infantry line, he's got some Casket Guard, 2 units of these, and then 2 units of Tomb Guard. He's also bringing a couple of Bone Giants. He's bringing a unit here and then 1 over here. Over here, he's got a whole bunch of Holy Sons, I think like 3 units of these. He's also got a unit of Skeleton Archers in the front, and then back here he's got his really elite Ushabti unit, or Ushabti, however you want to pronounce it. I'm really not quite sure. But they look fantastic with those big battle staffs that have been sharpened. And then over here it looks like he's got some mummies, and then like I mentioned earlier, he's got his other little cluster of cav over here. But that is going to be the armies, guys. Let's go ahead and jump right into this battle. The first thing that Waaagh is going to do is he's going to be sending his cavalry up and getting them into kind of more advantageous position. It's weird how the music just stopped so abruptly as soon as it started the game. But they're going to be moving up right now on this flank, and he is going to have his other units of cav going on around here. King of the North, not having any cav whatsoever, is going to probably have to rely on his skirmisher forces to kind of whittle those cav down to more manageable numbers. But right now it does seem that the Tomb Kings have the advantage in the regard to mobility. And he is going to be coming up right here with both units of Bone Giants. You can see them kind of crossing over this little hill area here. It looks like his Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives are going to start firing, or at least these ones are, into this main line. I don't know if they're firing at the Giants or not. It looks like they were. He's bloodied up some, so it looks like he took a little bit of damage. But they are going to charge straight through this main line, actually, and not really get any kills on the initial charge. But once they settle into melee combat, they should be able to do a little bit more. Over here, it would look like Waaagh has charged his lighter horse archers, or horsemen, into the unit of Black Orcs, and then he is charging his Necropolis Knights into this unit of Chaos Orc Blunderbuss. That's really good. He already knocked this unit down almost half in numbers. And then the Mudat's Mercenary Half-Orc Maniacs are going to be moving in. But look at them. Look at the numbers on this unit just kind of trickling down. I think it was like at 38 when I started, and it's now at 30. So they killed quite a few just in melee combat. Back over here, we can see this is other units of Necropolis Knights getting ready to charge in as these Bone Giants are kind of holding down these Mudat Mercenary Orcs, Half-Orcs, these Half-Orc Maniacs. And then he's going to get a really nice cav charge on them right there. And then his Bone Giants are going to kind of start tearing through some of these other Orcish units. King of the North does have his Chaos Dwarf Blunderbuss firing at these Bone Giants, which is a pretty good move in my opinion. These pack quite a wallop, so they have a lot of potential to kill quite a few units in each volley. Right there you can see a few of those Necropolis Knights going down. You kind of saw the barrage of bullets kind of hitting back behind them as well. They do technically have a really long range. They can't fire at units that are very far, but their bullets do travel quite the distance. So really good shot there, killing about 2 of those Necropolis Knights. But these mounted units are pretty much going to kind of stay in engaged combat and do quite a bit of damage to some of his weaker orc units. These half-orc maniacs are going to be routing here, but and then he's going to charge in his skeleton warriors into, his skeletal horsemen into these Chaos Dwarf blunderbuss, and that's going to cause them to rout. King of the North is kind of holding off, I guess, on these infantry. In my opinion, I think what he should do is move these Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives and these Redlug Armored Orcs back, and then engage with his Infernal Guard and his Black Orcs. They're going to be a lot better in melee. Not saying that Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives and Redlug Armored Orcs aren't good in melee. They actually both are 2 HP units. So they are really pound for pound better than the Holy Sons and Tomb Guard that they're fighting against, but they definitely are outnumbered. And Waaagh does have the opportunity to start getting some really good kills in with these Bone Giants if he, or if King of the North kind of clusters his units too closely together. It does look like, though, that Waaagh is going to get a really nice cav charge off on these Infernal Guard, but I don't think it's going to kill really any, just because they have so... It looks like 1 died, maybe, but you really want to get charges into the back on these units. They have such a high shield value and armor value. Charging and actually just, like, you know, frontal arrow shots are not going to do very much against them. On top of that, they also have 2 HP, so they're a very durable unit. But over here, Waaagh does have his Ushabti moving in onto these Infernal Guard. He's got a lot of different units in the mix here. He's got his Ushabti, his Mummies, and his Necropolis Knights, all kind of cutting down these Dark Dwarf units. And if we kind of look at the battlefield, it looks like Waaagh has kind of crescented King of the North into kind of a little bit of an encirclement maneuver here. He's going to have his Goblin Spears routing, and it does look like these Black Orcs are going to be routing as well. They're still a half in a unit, but I think they were actually routing from the Screaming Skull Catapult. It does come with a morale penalty, which can be quite large if you take a lot of the actual skulls that the Screaming Skull Catapult throws at you. Each one has a morale penalty, so if you take all 4 in the volley, you're probably going to rout whatever unit you fire at. Black Orcs or not, but I don't know if it's intended to be that strong, or exactly how so, but I do know that they were a lot worse in 1.6 beta, but that is an age ago. But anyway, guys, back to the battle. Waaagh is going to be moving his Tomb Kings into the Infernal Guard, and he does still have pretty much all of his giants, all 4 giants still left on the field. Some here are going to, it looks like some of these dwarves got kind of caught in between them in the area effect of their kick animation, but look at them just going to town on the dwarves. See, another thing that giants are really good at is stun locking units. They have such a quick attack animation. They actually stop units from attacking, and they hit in such a wide area. A lot of the units around them, unless they're just directly behind them, aren't going to be able to retaliate against them. So gunpowder and mages are probably going to be your best bet when fighting against these giants. I've seen some mages just totally just one-shot giants units before. I had this one game where I was playing with some Chaos Giants, and they got just totally destroyed with one volley by some Poison Wind Globadiers. So you definitely want to watch out. You want to keep your giants safe, because once you get to the point where a lot of it is just going to be your melee infantry engaged and maybe your cav coming in, and there's not much left of a skirmishing force, if you still held onto your giants by that point, they're going to be very integral in turning the battle around. But they're going to settle in right here. Really good place to settle in, kind of at the front lines. They're going to be doing kind of synchronized kicks. It almost looks like they were dancing. And they're going to get some really good kills in on these Infernal Guard. If we go back over to this side of the battle, it doesn't look like much is going on over here. It does look like there are a few kind of armored orcs firing, but that is going to be the Tomb King General, actually, that's going to go down. It looks like he was attached to one of the Bone Giants, but I think these regular armored orcs are going to be trying to fire at the Screaming Skull Catapult, but that is going to cause them to rout right there, getting 2 direct hits in their line, and them being tired and very low in number, I think is also going to have a lot to do with that, with them routing. But Definitely the Screaming Skull Catapult had a lot to do with that, or the morale penalty it imposes. And pretty much at this point, most of these, what's going to be left of the armies are going to be kind of right in here. Although it does look like King of the North is coming up with a really good flanking charge from his Black Orcs. Both units coming back into the battle after routing earlier from that Screaming Skull Catapult, and they're going to be a really good position. Right now, Waagh's units are going to be clamped between these Infernal Guard and these Black Orcs. Now he does have these giants coming in. He's only got 3 of his giants left, so they killed 1 giant, but they still are going to be really devastating against his forces. And it does look like Waaagh still has some horseman units, and he might be able to get some cycle charges if he needs them. But it does look like some of these Infernal Guard units are going to be coming back. This is a half number unit. I think they're playing on normal scale, so I think they come in like 63. So I think he's going to be charging them against these Ushabti and these Tomb Guard. We'll see in just a second. Yeah, here they come. They're going to be charging in. They're actually going to kill a couple of these Ushabti on that initial charge, and that's going to be really advantageous. But in come the Screaming Skull Catapult shots, and that was a really close one, going right over the heads of these Infernal Guard. And it's really kind of down to the wire, folks. I'm sorry, not Isipisabo. Waaagh has a lot more kill potential, though, in the form of these giants. If he didn't have these giants, I think it'd be a much more even fight. Or at this point, if the giants had gotten picked off by those Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives. And that is going to be the the Chaos Dwarf General going down right there, and his units are going to chain route from seeing him die and from getting a barrage from those Screaming Skull Catapults too into the kind of their what was left of their ranks. And that's going to be it, guys. That's going to be the battle. All of his forces are going to rout, and that is going to be a win and an advancement for Waaagh. Congratulations. And let's go ahead and look at the kill count real quick. Both Bone Giants doing very well, 85 kills and 119. That doesn't seem too much compared to like some games where you might see units get like 200 or 300 kills, but considering that most of the units they were killing were Infernal Guard, which are multi-HP, super high defense units. I think they have like 26 defense, which is crazy to have a unit that's got full, come in a full unit of 63 infantry with multiple HP like that. But they are expensive. They're like 2,500 gold, so they are a big investment, especially bring 4 of them. That's 10,000 gold right there. So really good kills with those Bone Giants, though. As we move on down, look at his Necropolis Knights units, though. 127, 118, and 120. He did very well with his Knight units. Congratulations, Waaagh. Very good game. Thank you guys for sending this in, and thank you all for watching, taking the time to watch these tournament videos. I really enjoy getting to do these replays and commentate on these. Oh, and by the way, guys, I didn't address this yet, but Junkadoodle was spectating. He brought some Nurglings, I think, and then he just wanted to watch the battle as it happened, kind of pan around with his camera. So he was in the battle, but he didn't actually really participate. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all's time, and there are definitely more of these tournament rounds to come very soon. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys like the battle replay, and I hope you guys have an even better day. Until next time.